perhaps each teacher, I don't know. So yeah, so just do yeah the books that you buy for your school or you buy for your class.
Yes.
Children's.
So all these books I
yeah.
did buy, I did
Okay.
select, and I went for a range of books. So non-fiction, fiction, feely books, books which have holes, books which you can open up and close, just to give them a range that they can experience. Some of them had never sort of had a go with a feely book, which was interesting, because when they were absolutely amazed that they could put their hand in this part and it felt like a brain. There's one on the body, where various parts they could sort of touch and move the flap over and
Nice.
and just to get a range of even sizes. I mean,
Yeah.
big books, small books, hardback books. I think it just shows them that there is such a variety of books.
And do children's views kind of inform what you get for the children?
When we went to get these particular books, it was just observation of what they were picking. They liked the monster books.
Okay.
The boys and boys we did keep in mind as well. So there are a lot of books out there with space, with monsters, with rockets. I can't remember right now. We bought hundreds and hundreds of books from this place, and boys was something that we kept in mind. Children don't or haven't really suggested anything in particular before we went to get these books. But because you know them, you've had them since the start of the year, you kind of know which kinds of books they would like, and things that they would be interested in, like pirates. But these, I've been lucky with this class. They tend you could give them any book, and they take to it. They like it, which is why it was.
Okay, and do you share your own reading habits with the children, like your own, what you read or how you read it, or
not so much. I haven't done. I should, and I know I should, and I'd like to do so more, but I haven't.
Not
yet.
With these guys.
These guys. No.
And you have.
But I will say to them that there's this book, like The Dark Tale, that I like a lot, and when I was little I heard this book, and so I've done it in that way, and I've shown them The Dark Tale, and we've read it together, and they really
I think that things like that.
So I've done it in that sense.
Okay. So that is
that's what you mean.
Okay. More or less. I mean, I think some teachers, we do a lot of things without really realizing that we're doing those things. Why would you think? What do you think it does for the kids to kind of, when you say that I've read this and I like it?
They want to. They are interested instantly because I've liked it. They want to know what it's about. They want to read it. They want to take it home.
Because you've endorsed it. It's just
so like I've picked this one. Not everyone would. None of them have this one. I picked this one, and if I say to them who would like to take this one home, and they'll all want it, and I allocate it to everybody. I could do it through the computer. The Bug Club allows me to do that.
And do the other year one teachers kind of collaborate when you're getting books to say, recommend books that you might possibly
we had Bug Club recently, and I said to my colleague, come and have a look and pick a selection that you think your kids would like as well, and we've ordered those in. We're just waiting for them to arrive. So I work really closely with my colleagues, so whether it's for literacy, whether it's for just general, every subject we work together in, so we are always talking,
collaborating. Okay. And I think we've kind of covered this, because what opportunities do children get to read independently during the school day?
When they change their books, they have about 10 minutes every day to just browse, pick a book and put it into their book bag. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's our guided reading days, where there are tables which get to go on their own Bug Club, choose whichever book they want to read and read that, or from a selection that I might have put out, like selection of the traditional tales or selection of non-fiction, or a mixture, and they just can pick.
Okay. And how do you think you balance reading time that focuses on developing reading skills and reading time that focuses on developing just like an interest in reading?
Okay, so when we have for reading skills, we do that through our guided reading.
Okay.
We're going to start during those reading sessions to teach something I've spoken to with the reading lead about comprehension and basic skills. So we're going to put together a pack for the children to now do during the reading time.
Okay.
So, but we have bookmarks that the children use if they get stuck. This is what I could do.
Okay.
And those have the skills listed on there as well.
Okay.
But it's just modelling to them at this age.
Yeah.
Anytime you pick up a book, where is the title, how to turn pages for some of them as well.
Yeah.
But it's just showing them. So
Yeah.
if we have a book in literacy like The Princess and the Pea,
Yeah.
so here is our book. I'm going to read the first page. I'm not sure what happened, what shall I do?
Yeah.
Oh, I can go back and read that first page again and come back. So it's just every time you pick up a book, you sort of, you model and they get to see it all the time, and then it's very specific during our guided reading sessions, depending on the group and what they need to do.
And I've seen how you organize independent reading time, and you've told me that this is like on Fridays you guys get to do this. And then generally every day when they're picking out,
and that's only about
when
10
they're picking
minutes
out their
or
own
so.
books, which is and do you read? What time during the day do you get to just read a book to the kids without
snack time?
Okay.
Which is the 15 minutes that we have, and also at home time, which is a 15 minutes that we have at the end of the day.
And this is just storytelling without necessarily like skill focus?
Yeah,
or?
just reading
the books
a
out
book to them. Sometimes they watch stories or other authors reading books as well, which CVVs have some on their end.
Yeah.
I think, is it the CLEP? I think they had some videos on there where the children can just watch. When was it the World Book Day website had authors which were just sort of reciting poetry or just reading.
Okay.
I'm
worried about.
Sorry,
not going into
it. Me? So we watch story time with the other people tell on videos.
Okay.
As well.
So you've got either through a video storytelling or you do the storytelling yourself.
Yeah, with a book or book club. My TA did read the Enormous Crocodile, the Roald Dahl book, and that didn't have pictures. It wasn't a picture book.
Okay.
I don't know. Should I?
Okay. Okay, and what sort of readers do you find are really? But you said that with this class they like everything.
They do.
There isn't like a particular type of book that you've noticed that children prefer.
They like a range. They do.
Okay, that's great. And do you and your students get to talk often about the books that they're reading for pleasure? Like the ones that they take home and.
Not often.
Okay.
Sometimes when they are changing books, I might dip in here and there, but it's not something that.
Okay.
Yeah. But if there's a book that I've shared with them, and some of them bring books in from home that they want to share with the class.
Okay.
And when we have those books, we then go into that kind of discussion.
And
it's very random. They just bring.
They just bring of their own volition.
Diana's brought in a couple of books. Daniel's bought in a couple of books where he just wants to share.
Nice. Well, that's...
Yeah, and then we have that conversation.
Do you find that in these independent reading sessions, children often come to you and want to talk about what they're reading, though? Like the ones that you have on Friday?
Yes. And you saw
kids,
today children want... And I could have, if I had an extra person, I think it just helps, and then I can just go and speak to each table and not have to worry about this group. Yeah.
And do you do these interactions just happen spontaneously, or do you also consciously plan for it?
At the moment, spontaneously.
Okay.
A lot of our focus with reading is on the phonics at the minute. But it's spontaneous. But if a child comes up to me or brings a book in or wants to talk about it, I will make some time for that to happen.
Yeah, of course you can.
Because I want them to do that. I want them to bring things that they want to share.
Okay. And why would you how would you say when you've seen I'm kind of thinking, see, I'm like a novice researcher figuring out what I'm gonna okay, do your year one kids get an opportunity to interact with the wider school community and share what they've read with them at any point?
We haven't. We had it planned for World Book Day where the children upstairs would come and read with the children here.
Okay.
So it was kind of just pairing up a year 4 class with us.
Okay.
Because we had the snow days, it wasn't possible in the end. But it is something that we will set up as we go through the rest of the year, because I think it's important that they get to share books with older siblings if they have any in school, which is different to when doing it at home. But just for the older ones to hear the younger ones read, or the older ones to read to the younger ones.
Yeah.
In the past we have done bedtime stories, so in the hall we set up mats.
Okay.
And that was just reading for pleasure. So we set up mats, dim the lights a little bit, put some blankets and cushions out, and we basically put a selection of books on each mat, and they were just reading with their friends. And we did collaborate with reception on that as well.
Oh, okay. So how often do you do something like that?
It's not planned, and it's done every this time of the year or term.
But it would maybe like once a term, or
it's
not really planned.
Not planned. I can't remember what that was for. I think there was a particular day, and it was what we chose to do for our children.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. The purpose was it?
I think it was. It might have been World Book Day.
Oh, okay.
But the previous one.
Yeah.
This year we were going to just swap. Join with year 4.
Okay.
But because it went really well, it's something that we will do for these children. And I was also thinking that we'd bring in parents maybe just before the end of the day, where they can do the whole bedtime stories with their children. So again, in the hall, mats, dim lights, and share a book.
You haven't attended any of the Reading for Pleasure trainings?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, because she was saying that maybe someone from the school attended, but it hasn't been.
It's not been me, and it no.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
It's something that we're trying to do more of down this end, and it's very difficult because our timetable is really sort of packed. And because we have snack time and we have that end of the day, we're lucky like that.
What does the timetable generally look like?
So on a Monday it would be guided reading, English, snack, playtime, maths, lunchtime, phonics, topic, assembly, topic.
Topic is what?
Geography, history, and then it's home time.
Okay.
That's the whole day.
And when you say English, this is
literacy, yeah.
Okay,
English
just
writing,
comprehension, writing. Okay.
But we give. In terms of, I know we're talking about reading for pleasure, but the children have an opportunity to read something every single lesson.
Yeah.
Which is important, that they don't think that it's only in English we do our reading, or just guided reading. We do read when we're doing history or geography. There'll be something up on the board that they can join in with. Our maths curriculum has lots of sentences and writing that each lesson have to read, vocabulary that they have to read.
Okay. And but this is something that the school's recently trying to do more of, reading for pleasure, and that's something that you're planning to. Your head teacher also said planning to scale up eventually.
Yes. Which is why we did this big shop for books as well. We bought books for the whole school.
Okay.
So I chose the books for down here, and my colleague who also came with me chose books for
whatever
Key
it is
Stage
that
2.
you've done so far, have you noticed any change from just the steps that you've taken so far? Do you see an impact of those steps on the way children approach reading?
In year 1?
Yeah.
So giving them a variety, giving them time, I think, their level of excitement just seems to stay or increase, because they do love books. Because we share them all the time. because I have done so from the start of the year. I
Yeah.
think that they almost expect that we're going to have a story, or we're going to read something, or we're going to share books.
Yeah.
I think it's just that their interest at this age is just ongoing, I find.
Yeah.
That, there's not anyone in there who doesn't like to pick up a book.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's sometimes that it can be really exciting. You get a cohort that's just
and I was lucky my class last year was the same, and I think maybe it's the drama element that I put into
it's
it.
Something you're doing.
Yeah, they absolutely love books.
No, because
last year as well, and I'm glad that they this year
are
also
doing that.
do, and I think it's just
okay, and that's amazing.
But no, as a school, we are doing or trying to do more for Reading for Pleasure. And when we did go to the 66 books, we bought books for every single year group to put in book corners, to sort of stagger and put a few out each time.
What's keeping the 66 books? Is it a bookshop?
It's a massive book warehouse, and the books are priced extra, like 60% off.
Oh wow!
So we were able to buy lots and lots and lots of books for our school.
Okay.
And the teachers are told to put out books, increase that, make a table or put it in your book corner, and so each week the children look and there's something new and it gets them interested and excited.
Nice. How do you involve parents of your year one students in their reading, and has that changed at all over now that with the increased focus? Has that changed, or is it the same as?
These parents always want a reading book. Always want reading books. But I think the parents like the guided reading books more than the reading for pleasure. Just the book that they've taken home. And I think that's just because we're at that age where the children are learning to read. But we encourage parents to use the Bug Club then. At least there's a variety there, and there are some there that aren't at that child's level, the ones that we've shared, that they could share with their children at home. But I think at the minute it's still it's the same. Yeah.
And do you
our phonics focus is quite big, and unless you have parents who naturally like books themselves, or want to take their children to the library and pick out books just to enjoy.
Do you do reading workshops for parents so they know how the school's approaching
We've
reading?
done phonics workshops, but we haven't done a reading workshop.
Like a reading, okay. And do you collaborate with the public library or encourage parents to become members?
In year one we haven't done so, but they do that in reception, and they do visit the library from school.
So why is it that they're doing it in reception but not in year one? Why do you, is it?
They've done it this year
with
the reception children. I think it's just difficult for us to do everything. Yes.
What do you think? Because I'm gonna get to that anyway.
Okay.
Maybe we'll talk about it when I get to that.
Okay.
Would you say your colleagues have kind of, again, this is something that you're just starting, so, but do you think that you guys sit together and you kind of share the practices that are helping your children develop a love for reading? I'm sure you share practices across all, but specifically for this, do you find that it's something that you talk about in your meetings?
Not a lot.
Okay.
If we when we have these sorts of when we do Friday reading, or when we're saying so on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I might say I'm going to give this table the traditional tales, and I'm going to give that table just non-fiction books. In that sense, we talk, and then Miss might do the same. But we're not doing sort of in-depth conversations about.
So it's like not like when you plan. The planned teaching isn't necessarily around. I want to develop reading for pleasure.
No.
But at the moment.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you? Of course, I don't think you wouldn't be documenting the impact your effort any
Not at
the moment? No. And do you think that year one teachers face added challenges focusing on reading for pleasure?
Yes, because our focus is always on the
Yeah.
phonics side or the comprehension side, or
Yeah.
all those other skills.
Yeah.
That when it's reading for pleasure, unless I say this is a great book that we're going to look at
Yeah.
in literacy, you could maybe merge it. I really enjoyed reading this
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very heavily sort of literacy work or
Yeah.
guided reading, with all those specific learning
Yeah.
intentions in
Yeah.
mind.
Do you feel that there's anything in the, because you have the curriculum, do you feel there's anything in the curriculum that...
I mean, they want us to do that reading for pleasure. They want children to be
Yeah.
interested in books, pick up books and enjoy books. That's something that's come through.
Yeah.
And that is something that they want to see in schools. But I think it's hard with so many demands and things that we need to get done,
Yeah.
which is why we're lucky that we have our snack times. We have, we can in our guided reading sessions have the table where
Yeah.
children could just enjoy books, and we
Yeah.
have 10 minutes every day where they get to swap books. I don't think that would be the case. Like, everyone would have that time to do that.
Or
And
the resources also.
all the resources.
Yeah.
So because we use those opportunities
Yeah.
when we can.
Yeah, but I think it's good use of the whatever. What sort of role do you think fostering reading for pleasure plays in the teaching of reading on the whole? What do you think how important do you think it is for children to love reading?
I think it's very, very important, and I say this because there are so many other things that the children could choose.
Yeah.
So if you've got like their Nintendo DS and they've got
Yeah.
this or this or this, would they pick up the book?
Yeah.
So I think and as you get older, those choices are more, I'll play with my Nintendo DS or my PlayStation or my iPad.
Yeah, my son doesn't. He's like, the Xboxes.
Yeah, so I think if you have, if you start here, if you start in reception, if you start in nursery, give them that exposure, give them the opportunity to pick up books. Hopefully some of that will stay with the children as they get older.
Okay.
When we had, this was interesting, when we had our, the book sale that comes in, when we had that, so many children did come and buy books, did want their mummies and daddies to bring them to come and buy books for them, which was really nice to see. And it wasn't just the lower end, it was upstairs as well, it was Key Stage 2 as well. So I think when you're in primary school, I suppose it's still, that love for reading is still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
And do you notice kids in your class though who are proficient readers but don't really like to read? Or do you not see that in this class at all?
No,
Not
at this moment. I don't see that with my class.
I have, and I also noticed that you guys, when you're choosing books, you're also kind of thinking about boys.
Yes.
A lot, and
Yes.
I've noticed that with other schools as well.
I think it's overall there was a focus on boys, and I think it's also to support their writing.
Yeah.
With I've been quite lucky with my class, and the boys will pick up books to read.
Mm-hmm.
But if I kept giving them books which, maybe when we don't want to say these are for girls or these are for boys, but there are some that the girls tend to like more than the boys. Then I think those boys would probably be like, I don't really want to
read
that. So it's encouraging them to pick up
a book. Okay. Yeah, no, I think we've come to the end of this. I just like to how long have you been teaching? Just that kind of.
I've been teaching for 6 years. This is only my second school.
Okay.
So when I started teaching, I was at that school for 4 years.
Okay.
And then I did some supply work, and then I ended up here.
And you've been teaching year 1 throughout?
I've done reception, and I've done year 1 full-time posts. during supply I did some nursery and a bit of year 2, as well as reception.
And you've got a PGCE or?
Yeah, so I did my degree in education and early childhood studies, and then my PGC.
Okay. I think we're done.
I hope that was okay.
Okay. I just hope